نعم. الآن ننتقل إلى الدرس السابع عشر الاستثناء. This is another topic called الاستثناء. الاستثناء. Al-istisna, literally it means exception. Exception. Okay, exception. So now you want to say except Ali, except Muhammad, except so and so. So how do we do that in Arabic? Okay, so that is the meaning of al-istisna, exception. Now, let us look at the examples. Okay, here we have ثلاث مجموعات. عندنا ثلاث مجموعات. عندنا 3 groups. Okay, of how you normally see they use this exception in illa. So to say except, there are several words, but in this lesson we only learn, okay, in this jumla we only learn one word, which is the word illa. Okay, so they use the word illa. So I believe you have seen this word a lot. The most obvious is, of course, in our shahada we say ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Okay, so the word illa, except or but Allah. There is no God but Allah. Yes. So let us see how they use the word illa and what are the rules that we have to observe when we use illa. Okay, the first jumla we say hadara at-tullabu illa taliban. Okay, hadara at-tullabu illa taliban. So the fi'il here is hadara, came or attend. Who attended? Who attended the class or who attended the lesson? Tullab.
The students.
The students, many, jama. So now the sentence says hadara tullab. So the students attend. So the students attended. So we do not know whether all students attended or not. Okay, you want to say, oh, all students attended, but one did not. Okay, except one. Only one did not attend the student. So how do you say that? You add the word illa. You say hadaratul labu illa. How many does not attend? How many did not attend?
One.
Yes, talib. Because here the word is talib is one. Okay, so we say hadaratul labu illa talib. Illa talib. But if you look at the word talib, okay, how do they write the word talib? Of course, without the al. In this jumla, it is without the al because you want to say one. We do not know which one. One. And then in the end, what do you see? They use fathah. Okay, they use fathah. So they say hadaratul labu illa taliban. Okay, hadaratul labu illa. If, for example, we replace the word talib, we say, oh, Ali, except Ali. Ali did not attend. So what do you think? How do we write the word Ali?
Aliyan.
Aliyan, yes, good. Aliyan. So indeed, you will see they write Aliyan instead of just Ali. Okay, it is referring to the same person, but why? Because now it is in this sentence where you use illa, you will see they say Aliyan. Okay, so this is the first example how they use the word illa. Okay, how they say the word illa. The same if you use mu'annas, Fatimatan and Fatimata, Aishata, and so on. But of course, when it is Aisha, then we have to change to Talibat. Okay, baik. Al-jumlatu thaniya, another jumlah. So we are still in the group Majmu'ah Ula. Akaltul fawakih. So the initial sentence is this. Akaltul fawakih. I ate fruits. I ate fruits. So when you stop here, fawakih, the one who heard you say the jumlah might think that you ate all of the fruits. Okay, but then you say illa al-inaba. So I ate fruits except inab. Inab bermakna, anybody? Inabun. Inab bermakna grapes. Except grape. So I ate all the fruits except grapes. So I do not eat, or I did not eat grapes. Okay, hazihi makna al-jumlah. Akaltu al-fawakiha illa al-inaba. So as you can see here, the word al-inab, this is also having this fathah, similar to the word taliban. Okay, so this is the first way how they use the illa. When you have illa, one of the alamat is fathah or other mansub, alamat of mansub, okay, that we have seen in the previous lesson, ilal inaba and so on. Okay, so this is in the first jumlah. Now we go to the second jumlah. In the second jumlah, sometimes you will see the sentence starts with ma. They want to say except, but in the beginning of the sentence they have ma. They have ma. So for example, in this jumlah they say ma hadaratul lab. So it is in the in the negative form. So did not. So you want to say the students, they did not attend. Ma hadara. If you compare to the first one, we say they attended. But here they did not attend. So if you say ma and then you want to say illa, what will happen to the next word? So you can say ma hadaratul lab. The students did not attend except only one. Except only one student attended. So you say illa taliban or talibun. So in this case, since you include ma, since we include ma in the jumlah, so the jumlah is did not, is in the negative form, then you have the options of using either fathah, mansub, or this. I will explain this. I will explain this later in the lesson. Or in this case, it is tanwin. It is tanwin. Okay, ma hadaratul labu illa taliban. Why is this fathah? Because this is, we are using the same rules that we have seen earlier. Whenever you have illa, we use a fathah. So in this case, you have illa, then you use fathah. Okay, so in this, for the first choice, it is similar to the first group. Okay, there is nothing new. Okay, I will explain this later. We go to the second jumlah. The second jumlah, the sentence is similar. Akaltul fawakiha. Here they just add ma. They say ma. Oh, no, I did not akaltul fawakiha. I did not eat the fawakih, the fruit. Illa al inaba, except the grape. So I only ate grape, but the rest I did not eat. So of course the meaning, both of the sentence, they means differently, but the sentence, the structure is similar. So since you include this ma, akaltul fawakiha illa, and as you have seen in the first jumlah, whenever you have illa, you have to use a fathah. So therefore here they use a fathah. Okay, so for the first choice of the word, there is no difference between jumlah alif and jumlah ba. But the difference is that you can have another option. You can have another option. Okay, look at the first one. Instead of saying ma hadaratul labu illa taliban, we say ma hadaratul labu illa talibun. Okay, in this case, why do you say talibun? Okay, we assume that, okay, let us do this. What if you put this word talib here and remove the word ma? How do you read the word talib? So the sentence now becomes hadara talibun. Oh, sorry, hadara talib. So how do you think? How should we read the word talib? Talibun, taliban, or talibin? This is from another lesson.
Bun.
Bun. Okay, why? Why do we say?
Fa'il.
Because it is fa'il. Good. Okay, again I repeat. Okay, we take the word this talib. We take the word talib. We put it here. We replace the word tulab with the word talib, and we remove this ma. So you have this jumlah hadara talib. So when you say hadara talib, of course you have to say hadara talibun, because this is the fa'il. Because this is the fa'il. So here you can have the choices. Either you use the taliban because of illa, or you use talib as if the jumlah says hadara talibun, because the meaning of the whole sentence, ma hadaratul lab, the student did not come except talib. This is similar to this jumlah. The meaning is similar. You can say hadara talibun, one student attended. Okay, so in this case, that is why you can choose either taliban or talibun. Of course, the most easiest one is you just put taliban. You just put mansub, but you can also say talibun, because you replace this with the word talib. Okay, so that is, this explain why you have talibun in the jumlah. So if, for example, you replace this talib with another word, Ali. Ma hadara tullabu illa Ali. How do you say Ali? Again, you have two choices. Either you say illa Ali, illa aliyan. Why aliyan? Because you have illa in the sentence. Or illa
Aliyun.
aliyun. Illa aliyun. Okay. So here you can have two choices. You have two choices, provided that you have ma in the jumlah. Okay, provided that you have ma in the jumlah. If you don't have ma in the jumlah, if you do not have this ma in the jumlah, then the hukum is only mansub, as in the first example. Okay, so now we see the bigger picture. These two jumlah. If the jumlah does not have any negative word, ma, did not, and so on, la, for example, la, then the word following the word illa must be in the mansub position, mansub state. So you say illa al-inaba, illa taliban. But when the sentence started with ma, then you have the choices. Either you retain the mansub, the mansub state of the word taliban, al-inaba, or you use the hukum that if we assume that if you put this word at the end of the fa'il, what will happen? At the back of the fa'il, what will happen to this word? So in this case, it is talibun, then you can say talibun as well. Okay, so this is the second option. But what about for jumlah thaniyah? If you look at jumlah thaniyah, we have ma, but the choice of word, al-inab, they only provide one choice, which is al-inab. You don't see inabu anymore. Okay, let us see why they don't say inabu. Ma akaltul fawakiha. I did not eat fruits illa al-inaba, except grapes. So why do they use inaba in the jumlah? This is because you have illa. So in this case, this is similar to the previous jumlah. Okay, because of illa, then you have to use mansub. You have to make it mansub, inaba. So the hinab here, we don't have any problem. Inab. Okay, let us assume you want to have another option. As we have seen in the first jumlah, you have two options. What is another option that you can use? So what did we do just now? We take the word talib, we replace the word tulab with it. So in this jumlah, where do you think we should, what word do you think we should replace it with the word inab? So that the meaning is similar. Here, fawakiha, yes. Because you want, here you say, I did not eat. So what did you eat? I eat this. So you can replace the word fawaki with the word inab. So let us rewrite the sentence. We say akal. Of course, you have to remove this ma. You have to remove the ma. So we say akal tu. So what did you actually eat? Akal tu al-inab. So if you write this sentence, how do you read the word inab?
Inaba.
Inaba. Why inaba?
Maf'ulun bih.
Because this is now maf'ulun bih. Good. Because this is now maf'ulun bih. So you have actually another choice. Al-inaba. But since both ends with the same alama, therefore, you only write one inab. No need to say inaba or another inab. Okay. So actually here, you still have two choices. Al-inaba because of illa, and another al-inaba because of maf'ul bih. Okay, because of maf'ul bih. So since both of them are similar, we just say illa al-inaba. So you cannot say al-inabu or inabi. Okay. Any questions so far for the second group? For the first one, I think it is straightforward. For the first one, it is straightforward. You have illa. Every time you have illa, then you put a fathah. There's no problem. Mansub. But for the second one, here you have two options. Of course, the easiest one is just use the same hukum, mansub. Mansub. But if you want to use another option, then you have to replace this. Replace this with this word and see what happens to the sentence. Or this is fi'il, this is fa'il, marfu. So that is why you have a dhamma. In this jumlah, inab, replace the word fawakih. Then the sentence becomes akaltul inab. So if you look at the sentence, or inab here, it's maf'ul bih. So when it is maf'ulun bih, then it is mansub. Mansub, therefore, you have the second option is similar to the first one, inab. Okay, so you cannot say inabu or inab. Okay. So this is the first and the second jumlah. Okay. Any question before we move to another jumlah, another group? Boleh, right, insyaAllah. Okay, now let us try number 3, group number 3. Okay. Now, okay, look at number 3. Jumlah rakam salasa atau majmu' ajim. Al-jumlah says ma hadara illa talibun. So now in the sentence you have this ma. Okay, you have ma similar to jumlah rakam ba. You have ma. But the difference is that in the second jumlah you have the fi'il hadara. It is followed by a fa'il. You have a fa'il. So the sentence is complete. Hadarahu hadara, atulab hadara. But if you look at jumlah jim, they say ma hadara. Okay, assume that you don't have this illa talib. Let us remove this part. Okay, let us remove this part. So the first jumlah, this is already a complete sentence. Hadara tulab, the students, they attended. But what happened to the second to the jumlah jim? Do you consider this a complete sentence? Hadara?
No.
No, because there is no fa'il. You do not know who attended. Of course, you can say he attended, but who is this he? We do not know. So we consider that in the second jumlah, the sentence, in the third jumlah, we consider this is not a complete sentence because you do not know, there is no fa'il. So since this is not a complete sentence, then you have illa. So what happens to this, the next word? So this word is considered as the one that completes the meaning of this hadara. So assume that you remove this word ma and illa. How do you read the word talib?
Talibun.
Talibun, of course. So you say hadara talibun. Why talibun? Because this is the
Fa'il.
fa'il. Good. So assume that we don't have hadara. Sorry, we don't have ma and we don't have illa. So the sentence is hadara talibun. So now what we do, we add ma and we add illa in between. So when you have this ma and illa in between, the word talibun, you cannot say taliban. You cannot say taliban as in the first and the second jumlah, or the second majmu'ah. So you say taliban because why? Because the sentence before the word illa is already a complete sentence. Hadaratullah, you know who attends, the tulab. The second is similar. Even though you have ma, but here hadaratullah, so still a complete sentence. Therefore, any word that comes after illa, you can use a fathah. But in the third jumlah, since the previous sentence here is not a complete sentence, you only have a fi'il, you don't have the fa'il. Therefore, this one is considered the word that completes this hadara. So therefore, the position of the word is considered as if the word ma and illa does not exist. So we say hadara talibun. So that is why when you add ma and illa, the state of the word remains the same. Hadara talibun. Okay, is that clear for the first jumlah? Why do we say talibun and why not taliban? Any question? Boleh, ya? Alright. We try number 2. If you look at the jumlah thaniyah, ma akaltu illal inaba. This is similar to the jumlah ula, jumlah thaniya. Except that you have ma, of course, first you have ma, and then you have the fi'l akaltu. Of course, the sentence here you can understand. You can understand the meaning. I ate. But you want to ask another question. What did you eat? Okay, so we assume that the sentence is not complete. What did you eat? Okay, we need more words. So here they don't have the maf'ulun bih. Okay, what did you eat? Illal inaba. So the completion of the jumlah is here, except al inab. So in this case, what we did to the first jumlah, we want to know how do you read this word. So assume that you remove this ma and you remove this illa. So now the sentence is akaltu al inab. So how do you read the word inab in this jumlah?
Inabu.
Inabu. Why inabu? If you say al-inabu, it means that this is the fa'il. This is the one that eats, not the one that is eaten. Because this is fa'il. So we cannot say inabu. So what do we say? Or how do we read? Inaba. Okay, why inaba?
Maf'ulun bih.
Maf'ulun bih. This is the one that I eat just now. Okay, so this is maf'ulun bih. So you see, before, if you assume that ma and illa is not, they do not exist, so the sentence is akaltul inaba. So whenever you have ma and illa, the hukum remains the same. So you say ma akaltu illa al inaba. So the fathah here is not the same fathah that you saw in the first jumlah. Here the fathah is because of the word illa. But here the fathah is not because of the word illa. It is because of it is maf'ul bih. Okay, so the group jim is a bit difficult because you have to look at the previous sentence before illa, whether the meaning is complete or not. Okay, together with this word. So if the meaning is complete, then the hukum is it belongs to group B. Here the meaning already complete, but here the meaning is not complete. Therefore, here the option is only one. You have to choose you have to remove this in order to know how do you read this part. I give you another example of Jim. Okay, in this lesson we use ma. Okay, so in this example I use la. So la and ma is similar. Okay, to say no, to say not, then you say ma. Okay, what is this jumlah? Okay, how do we normally read this word? La ilaha illallah. Okay, how do you read the word Allah? Is it Allahu or Allaha or Allahi? So this is similar to this lesson. What do you think? Okay, let us see. Does it belong to group 1, alif, or group ba, or group jim? Group alif, you do not have any negative word na, la, or ma. So it is not in group 1. So it is now either group ba or group jim. Okay, what do you think? Is it in group ba or group jim? What is the difference between ba and jim? Ba, the sentence, the meaning of the sentence already complete before you add illa. Jim, the meaning is not complete before the word illa. So what do you think? Before the word illa, we have this word ilah. So can you understand the meaning of just one word ilah?
No.
No, right? So we say ilah, God. So what about him? What about God? So we can't understand. So here, if we remove this la and we remove the word illa, we can't understand the meaning of the word ilah only. So therefore, is Allah. So let us write the sentence ilah or al-ilah. Al-ilah. Who is the ilah? Who is the God? The God is Allah. So let's say we write this jumlah. Al-ilahu Allah. How do you read both words? This is now. Now you have two noun, isim. You do not have a fi'il anymore. If you have a fi'il, then you have fi'il and fa'il. But in this jumlah, you have a mubtada, al-ilah. So the God is Allah. You want to say the God is Allah. So this is your mubtada. So this is
Khabar.
the khabar. Yes, so this is the khabar. So since this is the khabar, how do you read the khabar?
Illahu Allahu.
Allahu. Good. So khabar is always marfu. So therefore you say al-ilahu, the God is Allah. So now we put the word la and illa in the sentence. La and illa in the sentence. So of course with la, so this is in another lesson. Whenever you have la, so this one will become ilah, ilaha. Okay, so this is in another lesson. But our focus is only this part. Ilaha, illa, since this is not the complete sentence, therefore the word Allah has to be read with a dhamma, as if the jumlah is al-ilahu Allah. So this is dhamma because of it is mubtada. So that is why you say la ilaha illallah. We don't say illallah or illallah. Okay, so this is just another example of the third group. Okay, so yes.
Complete sentence before ilah tu boleh verb ataupun noun saya.
Yes. Before the word illa, it's up to you. You can use jumlah ismiyah, where it is mubtada and khabar, as we have seen here. Or you can use jumlah fi'liyah, as in our example. Boleh, dua-dua boleh, tak ada masalah. Cumanya, when you use a fi'il, then definitely it is either the fa'il or the maf'ulu bih. Tapi in this jumlah, it is mubtada khabar kan? So now normally this is the khabar. Okay? Yes. Any questions so far? Tajuk ni sebab dia ada 3 kumpulan kan, jadi nak kena ulang kaji sikit lah. Okay, so let us look at the qa'idah. Al-qa'idah taqul, okay, apa dia? Al-qa'idah taqul al-istisna, exception, pengecualian ni kan. Okay, what is istisna? The topic of istisna is ikhraju ma ba'da illa. To apa ni? Ikhraj, to take out, mengeluarkan kan. Ma ba'da illa, the word following the word inna, the word that follows the word illa. Au ihda akhawatiha, or one of its sisters min adawatil istisna, or one of its sisters in the group of, in the words, apa ni, adawat here it means the words that belong to the group of istisna. So actually there are several other words that conveys the meaning of illa. But in this lesson, we only focus on the word illa. Okay, so ikhraju, to make it easier, we say ikhraj ma ba'da illa. To take out the word after illa min hukmi qablahu, from the hukum of the previous word. Min hukmi qablahu here, it means the meaning. So how to explain this? Okay, let us look at jumlah number 1. He says to take out this word that follows illa from the meaning of the first jumlah. What is the meaning of the first jumlah? What happened to the students? What did they do? They attend. So they attended the class. So the hukum here, what they mean by the hukum here is the meaning. What happened to the student? The student attended. So illa, after the word illa, so did this guy attend? Is this similar to the other students? Of course not. So they attended, but the talib did not attend. So this is what they mean when they say to take out the meaning of the word after illa as compared from the word before illa. So means they both mean differently. One, before illa they did it. After illa they did not did it. Or if we look at jumlah number 2, before illa, they did not do, because here since you have ma, so before illa, these people, they did not do. But after illa, these are the people, or this is the person who did this. Okay, so the hukum of both words are different. So the word hukum, as they mentioned in this explanation in the jumlah, this is not hukum mansub, marfu, majrur. No. Okay, this is just the meaning, from the meaning of the previous word before illa. This is just what istisna mean. Okay, but what is important is okay, the other the rest, alif 2 and thalatha. So now number 2, rakam isnan, they want to give you other adawat of istisna. So there are several other words, adawat here referring to the words of istisna, the word of exception. So they said that there are several other words. Here they are kalimat, words, khasa, special words. So these are special words. Tusta'malu fil jumlah, used in the jumlah. So these words are used in the jumlah. Litufidu ikhraj ma ba'daha min hukmi ma qablaha. So this phrase is similar to what we have explained just now. Ikhraj ma ba'da illa min adawat min hukm. So this is similar. To take out what follows this word from the meaning of what before it, means they are opposing in terms of their meaning. And what are these words here? Bit tahdid, and these words are in tahdid, means exactly. To be exact, what are these words? So these are the other words. Okay. So one of the word is of course illa, and other words that you will see in the sentences, they say ghaira. So when you see ghaira, one of the word is other than, except. Siwa, this also means except. Khala, this also means except. Ada also means except. Hasha also means except. Okay, so there are several other words. But as I mentioned, what is important for us in this lesson is just illa and the hukum of illa. So for the other words, the hukum are different. So this will be in other lessons. Okay, so illa, we just focus on the word illa. Okay, now we want to look at the components of the other words in the jumlah that has inna. So these are just other terms. So first, just now we have learned the word istisna. Istisna is the concept in general. To have exception, to have illa in the jumlah, you say istisna. Okay. Now the components of the word. Okay. So now we have a new term. It is called al-mustathna. Al-mustasna. Okay, what is mustasna? And another word is mustasna minhu. Mustasna minhu. So you have mustasna, you have mustasna minhu. What is mustasna? Mustasna is alismul mansub. Alismul mansub al-waqi'u ba'da adatin min adawatil istisna'i liyukhalifa ma qablaha fil hukum. Al-mustasna is the isim that is mansub. Al-waqi', which is located. Waqa'a, which is located. Ba'da adati min adawatil istisna, after the word of istisna. To make it simple, al-mustasna is the word after illa. To make it simple. So this is li yukhalifa, to be different. Yukhalif, to be different from what is before illa in its hukum or in its meaning. So this is basically similar to this part and also the second one. Okay, but as I said, to make it simple, what is mustasna is the isim mansub al-waqi', which is located after illa. Done. Okay, so the word after illa is called al-mustasna. So if you look at the jumlah again, hadarat tullab, they say, okay, here we have the examples below. So for example here, hadarat tullabu illa taliban. So where is the mustasna? Isim after illa. Of course, the word mustasna, the mustasna is taliban. So this is what we call as mustasna, the one which is being accepted. Illa taliban. So they say the Taliban here, or this is the mustasna. And what about al-mustasna minhu? Al-mustasna minhu, yaqa'u is the noun, the word. Yaqa'u qabla adawatil istisna. The word that is located. Yaqa'u here is similar to the word waqi'. Waqi' is the noun, wa yaqa'u is the fi'il. So the word that is before qabla adawatil istisna, before illa. So the word that is before illa, that is the mustasna minhu. So if you look at this jumlah, hadarat tullabu illa taliban. So illa, this is the, here they say illa is the adatul istisna. Adat means the word. Adat, this is from this word adawat. Adawat. Adat is the word of istisna, illa. So the word before istisna is called mustasna minhu. The word after istisna is called al-mustasna. So in the sentence, this is the adat of istisna. This is the mustasna, and this is the mustasna minhu. Okay, so this is basically just the term. So mustasna is after the illa. Mustasna minhu is before the illa. Any questions so far? So this is just the definition of illa and also the term that they use. Okay, but what is important is this.